Hey friends, I'm back for another day of BookMas. I'm here today to do one of my more exciting videos. I'm here today to do the top reads that I must read before the end of 2023. But I'm doing this list a little bit different. So I'm going to focus on this list, all the authors that I've read before, or books by these authors that I've read before, that I've enjoyed, and I know I'm probably going to pick up. And then I'm going to compile another list that you'll probably see tomorrow that is new to me authors that have intrigued me enough that I want to pick up their books. So let's get into it. If I have dates, I'll tell you. If I have covers, I'll show you. A lot of this is very, very early times. I'm filming this in the middle of December 2022, so it's possible I won't have a ton of information, but most of these I have heard about. Some of them I even have arcs for, but let's get into it. And if you see me looking down, it's because my computer's underneath me. But the first book I'm so excited for, and this book got pushed, this was one of the books that did get pushed, is Chains of Thorns by Cassandra Clare. This is the third book in her Last Hour series. I will attach a photo. I'm not going to say much about this because it's the third book in the series, but I have enjoyed the other two books in the series, and I am a Cassandra Clare fan. I know people have divergent opinions, but I really do like her writing style, so I'm definitely going to be checking this out in early 2023. The next book I'm super excited about is a book by Emma Lord. I've read all of Emma Lord's books and really have enjoyed them all. So Begin Again is her new book. It comes out in early January, and here is the cover. And I'm just going to give you guys the brief summary that I see on Goodreads. I think this actually takes place in like college. So she transfers from a community college to a hyper-competitive college, and she wants to become like a self-help figure, but she gets thrown for a loop when she has to like confront her new college, and her college is highly competitive. I think there's a romance present and accounted for. All it takes is ruthless organization's hard work and her trademark unrelenting to pull it all together. She wants to be an iconic self-help figure despite the nerves that recently throw her for a loop. So that sounds really interesting. I really liked all of Emma Lord's books. This is the first book she has set in college, and I'm really excited for it. I actually have an arc of this one, so I hope to read it soon. But that sounds interesting. I've never read a book about someone that wants to be like a self-help figure, but I do see there's a lot of self-confidence issues, which I think will be interesting. So yeah, Begin Again comes out January 24th, 2023, and I'll definitely be hopefully reading it soon. The next book I have been waiting a very, very long time for, and it is Stolen Air by Holly Black. It is coming out January 2023, and I am so excited for this book. I've been waiting for this book since we got Wicked King in that series, because the minute I met Oak, I knew he was getting a series, and we just had to wait a long time. So this is Oak's duology. Oak is Jude's half-brother, and I'm really excited for it. Here is a picture. I'm definitely going to be reading this in early 2023 because I'm really excited. I love Holly Black's writing style. I wasn't the biggest fan of her adult debut, but I love her YA stuff for the most part, her old stuff and her new stuff, so I'm really excited to tackle Stolen Air, and yeah. Just to try to diversify this list up, I am going to add 3 Drops of Blood by Gretchen McNeil. This comes out, I think it said it come back in January. I think it might come out in March because the dates have changed a little bit. But this is a murder mystery set in like the theater industry, and I'm a theater teacher. So I've had this book for quite a while. I got this at ALA over the summer, and I just never got around to reading it. I have a couple of thrillers for 2023 that I just haven't read yet. This one I'm really excited for. I've liked Gretchen McNeil's writing quite a bit. I read Dig Two Graves last year and really liked it, so that is why I added this one to the list. And yeah, so hopefully I will get around to reading this. It either comes out in January or March. The dates are a little bit suspicious because I'm seeing 2 different dates. And then the next book we're going to talk about is Luca and the Night Forest by Taylor K. Mahir, and this comes out in March 2023. And this book comes out in March 21st, 2023, and it is an edge-of-your-seat fantasy about a girl who will do anything to protect her sister, even if it means striking a dangerous bargain. Dark forests, forgotten magic, and a heart-stopping queer romance makes this young adult novel a must-read. I got this one at ALA, so it will be in my art collection coming later this week, so keep an eye out for that. But I'm really excited for this one. I've read other stuff by this author, and it's always been a really, really fun time. And I love things with a mythology twist, and this definitely has that, so I'm super excited for it. The next book is the only author on this list that, like, I haven't necessarily read before, but I've heard, like, I literally have an e-arc of this book. I've been so excited for it. So it's called Royal Blood by Amy Carter. Here is a photo. And the tagline and the cover is so pretty, as you just saw. But the tagline is, an American girl becomes the British monarchy's greatest nightmare in this thrilling new series where royal scandals just got deadlier. And I think this young American girl realized she's like the illegitimate daughter of the monarch, which I think is very interesting. And I'm in the middle of watching the Harry and Meghan documentary on Netflix, and I am obsessed with the royals. So this is right up my alley. I have an e-arc. I really want to get to it. It also gives me like Pretty Little Liars and Gossip Girl vibes and like thrilling vibes, so I'm really excited to dive into this one. But it does come out in March, so be sure you guys keep that out. But this is right up my alley, and I'm super excited for it. I have been waiting not so patiently for Silver in the Bone by Alexandra Bracken. This is her new book. We haven't had an Alexandra Bracken book since Lore, and this is, I don't know if it's going to be a standalone, I don't know if it's going to be a series, but it's a take on Arthurian mythology, and I have been trying anything in my power to get this arc, and I have failed. I reached out to publishers, so I might just have to wait to April, but I will be honest, Alexandra Bracken is one of my favorite authors, so I really am excited for this one. I love mythology, I love Merlin, I love twisted turn stories. I'm really excited. I heard her talk about this. They talked about it at a couple of different panels I went to. They were dropping arcs. I just was unable to get them. So excited for this book. You have no idea. That is why it's on this list. And it drops April 2023. So definitely put that on your calendars. Another book that is on this list is Spellbound by F.T. Lukens. I have read both of his books. Their books, The Spear, and this one has to do with magicians, and I'm all about magicians. I love magic. Probably one of my favorite things in a story is magic, so when I saw that there was like competing magicians and like competitions, I was there for it. I have an arc of this one. It's somewhere in my room. Definitely going to be reading this soon, but it does come out in April, so I do have a little bit of time. But again, another author that really impressed me in 2022, so I'm going to keep going that in 2023 and hope that they keep impressing me. And then another author duo that has impressed me and continues to impress me is Emily Webberly and Austin Sigmund Broca. Their YA book is called Never Vacation with Your Ex. My friend Sarah got me an arc of that. I have it. I am really excited. I loved With and Without You. It's definitely going to be on one of my favorite reads of the year lists upcoming in the second half of BookMas. But I really do like their books. They do Shakespearean stuff, which is also books that I've loved. They've had some, you know, not really based on anything. And then they had With and Without You, which was a really unique one. This is like two exes are forced to go on vacation together. Hilarity, drama, and maybe a rekindling and second chance romance ensues. I'm all here for it. It does drop in April. Be sure to pick that one up. I'm super excited for it. And then Diana Urban is coming out with a new mystery thriller. It's called Lying in the Deep, and it takes place on a cruise ship. I did request an arc. I don't know if I'm gonna get it, but I love her thrillers. They're so fast-paced. They're so action-packed. Have very morally gray characters, and I am like dying to know what happens in this one. And it takes place on a cruise ship, and I'll be honest, cruise ships make me nervous, so it might pique my anxiety a little bit, but that's really exciting. I don't know much about it. I rarely read summaries about thrillers because I don't want to know too much about it, but I'm excited for this one for sure. And it comes out in May. So there is a lot of Rick Riordan Present books that I do want to read this year. I'm not going to talk about a lot of them, but I am going to mention the Last Fallen Realm by Gracie Kim. I'll put a picture up here. That is the last book in the Last Fallen Star series, which is about Korean witches, and I love that series. Definitely one of my favorite Rick Riordan series to date, and I'm really excited to see how that series wraps up. But I just wanted to give Rick Riordan and Mark Arshiro a shout out. They are coming out with The Sun Is Also a Star, or maybe The Sun Is a Star. Oh my god, I can't remember the name of it. But it's the new Nico and Will book, and it comes out in May. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited to get my hands on it. Let me just see what the title is. The Sun and the Star, sorry. So that comes out in May. It's a book I've been really excited for, and I'm really excited to see what Rick Riordan does with it. I'm excited to see Mark Oshiro writing. I've always wanted to read Mark Oshiro, and this seems like a perfect balance. And the next book I'm going to chat about comes out much later in the year, but it is written by Rick Riordan, and it is called The Chalice of the Gods, and this is the Percy Jackson next novel, following him after the Heroes of the Olympus series, and he has to go on a quest to get some recommendations for college. So he's also probably doing it to tee up the new TV show, which, hey, I'm here for. But yeah, Rick Riordan is my man. I love Uncle Rick. I will read anything he writes. I will read all his imprint books. I'm sure I might just do like a Rick Riordan imprint video and see all the books that are coming out that I'm super excited for, because there's quite a few. I know that this isn't on my list, but I know that the Sarah Boatman sequel is coming out. So there's a lot, but I tried to just keep this list a little bit shorter. But that's definitely on the list as well, but it just doesn't have a number. And then the next book that we are going to talk about is one that I have been eagerly anticipating for about 2 years, and that is I Love the Gods by Amy Kaufman. Here's a photo. This is Amy's YA fantasy debut that she has ever written by herself, and I'm so excited. If you are not following pub dates and you are a reader, I do not know what you're doing with your life, but it is great. I was able to read Kate J. Armstrong's book, Nightbirds, which she also talks about, but I Love the Gods is coming out in May. It is a sailing adventure story, and that is very, very close to Amy's heart, and I am so excited to meet these characters. So I really hope I can maybe get an e-arc of it early at some point this year. But if not, I will wait to May, and it's definitely going to be on my pre-order list, but I'm super excited. It is a sailing adventure. There's, you know, sleeping gods, a quest, and sailing. I'm here for it, so I'm really excited for that. But here's this stunning cover. Take a look, and we'll talk about the next book. The next book that I'm really excited for, I'm actually happy this author is starting to publish again, because I've loved her books in the past. And Emma Mills is doing a contemporary fantasy called Something Close to Magic. And I'm so excited. Emma Mills wrote Foolish Hearts, which was one of my favorite contemporary books I read quite a while ago. She also wrote Lucky Hearts, Famous in a Small Town. Her last couple of books haven't wowed me as much, but this one I'm really excited for, and it just has a very, very fun magic-related summary, so I'm really excited for it and hope that you will check it out. Here is the cover. I hope it doesn't get pushed, because I know it got pushed a couple of times, but here's hoping we get it, and I will definitely read it and see her foray into fantasy, because that's really exciting. This cannot be a list without The Brothers Hawthorne by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. Here is a beautiful photo. I'm a big Jennifer Lynn Barnes fan, but can we just admire this cover? I'm super excited. This is the spin-off series to the Hawthorne Legacy series, and it follows the boys in that series, and I'm really excited. When we got to the end of the final gambit, I was like, oh my goodness, I hope we get more books, and we did. She's very good at like building out her worlds, and I think this follows like the young men in that book, which she really hasn't ever written from a male point of view. So I'm really intrigued by that. And I just love these books. They're so quick, fast, very, very fun reads. And I'm really excited. And I will be able to read this at the end of August. So I will keep an eye out for that as well. And then we also, we talked about the last, there's Jennifer Dugan is coming out with a book called The Last Girl Standing, and it's a YA mystery thriller, which is not her normal genre. So I'm not 100% sure, but according to my list, it said it was coming out in August 2023. I haven't heard a lot about it. I know she's also coming out with a graphic novel about werewolves, which is kind of connected to Coven. I'm really excited for this. I'm excited I love to see when they kind of try new genres. And then we have Bring Me Your Midnights by Rachel Griffins, and The Last Girl Standing does not have a cover, so I can't show you that. But according to my research, it does come out in August. And then Bring Me Your Midnights by Rachel Griffin is a more fantastical story. It does come out in August. Here is the cover. They were pitching this at YALLFest, and I wasn't able to get to the event, so I don't know exactly what it's about, but I know it's more fantasy than her previous book. So here's this pretty cover, and I'm really hoping I get to read it soon. They normally drop her arcs at ALA, but I don't know if I'm attending this year. But here is that pretty photo. And then the last book that I know of that's definitely coming out is Silverborn by Jessica Townsend. This is the 4th book in the Morgan Crow series, which I have really enjoyed. I loved book 1, did not love book 2, adored book 3. But yeah, these are just the books that I really think I'm gonna really want to read before the end of the year. Again, my list might change, I might DNF, but these are like the 19 books. I might add one eventually just for like, just to make sure that it's even. I may add another one, but for the most part, these are the 19 books that are on this TBR. And yeah, I will talk to you guys tomorrow for BookMas. Let me know if I had you add any to your TBR. Let me know if I missed any, if you think there's any YA books by authors I've read that I forgot. It always happens. Dates get pushed, such and such and such. But these are the plans tentatively. And I can't wait to see at the end of 2023 what I read. So I'll talk to you guys for my next video. Bye, friends.